Hello, this is an overview of the build I've been running, which is pretty dumb, but it's been a lot of fun, and it's basically who can hit who first. We're doing a lot of damage, and we're taking a lot of damage. We don't have a lot of defenses, but the goal of this build was to make Sanguimancy, the Blood Mage Ascendancy, work as a benefit for us instead of against us. You'll see my life when I cast is bouncing down and bouncing back up, and that is by design. We are using the Burden of Shadows staff. We are gaining 1% of damage as chaos damage per 3 life cost, and we are having our Hexblast cost 2,000 life. So definitely better damage than I thought it would do. Definitely not optimized here myself for defenses. I'm using Mind Over Matter with not a lot of mana, and we have negative. We might just die at any moment here, but as long as we don't get hit, we're gonna be okay. When I'm at full life, we have 2,400 life and 2,100 mana, we could take a hit. The problem becomes when I either miss or I get stunned mid-cast. And when I get stunned mid-cast, it still costs me the life, and the no damage is done. And that feels horrendously bad. And it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens, and you definitely notice it. You'll see I'm using Spell Echo. That feels great. We don't have a lot of cast speed, which is a problem and feels not as great, and part of that's due to Spell Echo, but overall it gives us a ton of mana costs, which is what we want. Oh, there we go. That feels good. I'll pop in the hideout and kind of show you what we're doing here and how this build is working. Because it has been pretty fun, and was definitely one of my goals of the league was to get a build going with this staff, because I thought it was so cool and it fit the Blood Mage so well. This is probably one of the only builds, or the only build I could think of, that is letting us take full advantage of the Ascendancy. Alright, so let's take a look real quick. Here's our Hexblast. Our tooltip DPS is 161,000. We have 48% base crit and almost 600 crit damage bonus. Crit hit chance, we need to crit every time in maps, so we're using ambush, and we're hitting them before they hit us. If we don't crit, we don't leech enough life, and it feels horrible. On bosses, we'll switch this to inevitable critical and use the Eye of Winter with the critical weakness and whatnot, and it's fine. When you're critting against bosses, it does a ton of damage. When you're not critting against them, it feels really bad. But overall, damage-wise, I think this has been a huge, like I said, been a pretty big success. I think it stacks up pretty well damage-wise compared to other Hexblast builds. I know the demons can get crazy damage when they ramp up, and that's probably the way to go, because you can have 13,000 energy shield and fly around real fast. But this is a goofy one and has been fun. We're using Magnified Effect, Cost Multiplier, 120%, and a AoE, yes please. Spell Echo, we get the extra burst, 150% Cost Multiplier, great. We're using Life Tap, skills cost, mana cost converted to life costs. We're getting this through Sanguimancy, we're getting this through Life Tap, we're getting this through Burden of Shadows. And then Chaos Mastery skills are super important because they add the base damage and they add mana cost. So we want these skills as high as possible. This could be really funny with like a +3 Prism of Belief. I think we could get up to like maybe 2,800 mana, which would be really funny. I don't have one, and I don't plan on buying one, so somebody else can test that. As far as items, we obviously have our Burden of Shadows. I have this one with a +1 Chaos spell skills. again, spell skills are really important, and there's not a lot of places we can get them. We can get one from the tree, we can get one from the gem, we can get one from our staff, we can get 3 from our amulet. I could, if you could corrupt the gem up, great. That would be really beneficial. Guess I should probably just roll it because I'm just going to run back to Bone Storm pretty soon. But we're also using the Covenant. This is giving us another 60% base life cost equal to base mana cost. So we are at 360% total, which feels pretty fun. You can take these nodes down here if you wanted to path on the tree and go, you can get more. So this is a 24% and then another 18%. I don't think Blood Magic, I guess Blood Magic would give us would give us more, and we could use Energy Shield, and that could be a pretty interesting, fun thing to do. But I went the other way. I went up here and did mana. I think in Etziri's Disdain, Energy Shield one, if you have Chaos Resist. That's why I had to switch, is I didn't have enough Chaos Resist, and it felt absolutely horrendous. Here I can at least flask, and I have some regen. It just feels less bad. Over here, we're taking the, obviously, Dark Entries. Otherwise, just crit, chaos damage, spell damage, and mana. Yeah, rest of the gear. Etziri's Acuity, Life Leech, instant, feels good. Life mana, resist, chaos damage. These have no mana, so they're not great, but it's just my Bone Storm gear. Helm is just Energy Shield and mana and chaos resist. Didn't really spend a whole lot on this build. I just kind of wanted to do something where I was running Burden of Shadows and having Hexblast do a bunch of damage. I'm now curious about, I'll be honest, I'm curious about coming down here and doing Blood Magic and this stuff. I just don't have anything to respec. And it's a long way. Like, this is just it's a long way to get down here. And it would be basically all of this instead. And then you would need to find either enough cast speed so that you could go life, which seems ridiculous, or you would need Energy Shield, and you could get some, and like I said, you could get some here and here, and it feels okay. I had like 4,000 with Etziri's Disdain, but whatever, we made it work. It's goofy, it's funny, does surprisingly a lot of damage. Let me know what you think. Like I said, it feels really bad at points, and it feels really good. When things are going well, it feels really good. When things are going bad, it feels really bad. But a pretty cheap way to be able to do a lot of damage, and this can handle... I've been doing tier 16, tier 17 maps with it, and we're one-shotting rares and packs, and the Spell Echo is great for that too. Stuff just blows up. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Thanks.